In episode 7 of Noble Reincarnation, Noah arrives at the Ministry of Justice where the staff formally welcome him as the Wise Prince. He meets Vini Ossi, the Vice Minister of Justice, who introduces himself respectfully. Noah casually sizes him up and asks for a simple explanation of his duties. Vini explains that the ministry has two main roles, coordinating all courthouses across the empire and directly trying cases in the capital. In serious crimes such as rebellion or insurrection, judgments are traditionally handled by the ministry or even the emperor himself. Noah confirms that this effectively makes the ministry a central courthouse as well and asks whether Vini personally tries cases. Noah then bluntly asks how much Vini receives in bribes. Startled, Vini initially denies wrongdoing, but Noah clarifies he only wants the truth and will not pursue punishment based on the answer. Vini admits he does accept bribes, though he claims the amount is small compared to his subordinates. He says he avoids bribes in murder cases because they are too easily exposed and dangerous, but accepts them in borderline cases that could go either way. Noah responds by offering him 10 times the amount he usually takes in bribes as legitimate pay, on the condition that he stop accepting any bribes while serving under him. He says he wants to live up to the emperor's expectations and needs honest support. Impressed by Noah's reasoning and integrity at such a young age, Vini agrees to stop taking bribes and pledges his loyalty. Later, Noah attends a grand celebration arranged by his brother Oscar to honor his appointment as Minister Prince of Justice. Oscar congratulates him and says he likes him despite appearances. Noah, however, questions why the emperor appointed them as minister princes. He notes that Henry earned his title through the suppression of a rebellion, while he himself has no comparable achievement, which could make it look like favoritism. Noah recalls how the empire once nearly collapsed because succession was fixed at birth, causing non-heir princes to become idle and destabilize the state. Reforms changed that system by granting each prince a fief and proper education. Noah suggests that making him a minister goes beyond simple education and may signal something more, possibly preparation for succession. Oscar soon receives secret information from a bribed eunuch that he himself will be appointed Minister Prince of Finance at the next assembly. This confirms for Noah that the emperor is distributing real governing power among multiple princes. Elsewhere, a disturbance breaks out. A coup attempt is uncovered, and many conspirators are arrested. The prime minister reports to the emperor that 167 people, including a key figure named Keats, plotted to force the emperor to abdicate and place the crown prince on the throne. Although the conspirators are closely tied to the crown prince's faction, there is no direct proof the crown prince himself was involved. The emperor orders Keats executed and states he will not move against the crown prince without clear evidence. The emperor also learns that Oscar anticipated the situation and that Noah was with him, correctly inferring that Noah understood his broader intentions. In private, the emperor reflects that several heirs are unsuitable and declares that any prince who can overcome his future trial could become successor. Meanwhile, Noah reviews the rebel list with Vini and observes that nearly all the accused are close associates of the crown prince, making suspicion unavoidable. He explains the imperial law: while imperial family members usually receive light punishment, insurrection is the sole exception. Any involved royal is sentenced to death by being cut at the waist, even if they only knew and failed to report it. Noah recognizes that executing the crown prince would cause massive political shock and destabilize the empire. He asks what instructions the emperor gave and is told to apply the law to those formally arrested. Understanding this as a deliberate boundary, Noah concludes the emperor does not intend to implicate the crown prince at this time. He delivers judgment accordingly. The rebellion's leader will receive the harsh capital sentence, and the accomplices will be executed immediately after sentencing. He chooses immediate execution rather than delay to prevent new evidence or pardons from expanding the case and dragging the crown prince into it. When he reports his decision, the emperor praises his judgment, rewards him with a salary increase, and commends his continued brilliance and reliability. Shortly after the rebellion verdicts are carried out, an emergency erupts at Noah's residence. Shirley rushes in to warn him, and a wounded guard reports that intruders are still inside the mansion grounds. Noah immediately orders reinforcements and considers contacting his brother at the Ministry of Military Affairs, but he pauses and realizes the timing is suspiciously convenient. Instead of widening the chain of command, he orders only his trusted allies to be gathered and commands that no one, not even other princes, be allowed to enter or leave the mansion without his approval. Noah personally confronts the intruders as chaos spreads among the officials and guards. When some attackers attempt suicide to avoid capture, Noah stops them, determined to prevent loose ends from being erased. The remaining black-clad assailants try to retreat but are cut down. When Vini arrives, he is shocked to see that Noah has already defeated them. The guard casualties are visible, and every intruder has been killed. Noah immediately concludes this was a silencing operation and links them to the crown prince's faction. To legally seal the matter, he cut himself and deliberately declares that 4 captured attackers severely wounded him, and asks Vini to confirm the maximum punishment for gravely injuring a prince. Upon hearing that it carries immediate execution by summary judgment, Noah orders it carried out at once, closing the case before political complications can arise. Afterward, Noah meets the emperor despite being injured. He apologizes, but the emperor does not blame him and questions whether the attackers were truly strong enough to injure him. Noah internally realizes the emperor likely already knows he inflicted the wound on himself to control the legal outcome and narrative. He explains instead that true strength is not just sword skill, even the talented can fall if their mental state is exploited. The emperor praises his composure and says he is proud to present him as a son. During a private walk, the emperor remarks that most great rulers stain their reputations late in life. Noah understands he is referring to the succession crisis and the crown prince's faction. He reasons that openly discarding the crown prince now would damage the emperor's legacy. Noah then makes a policy proposal. Since multiple princes have been appointed minister princes, a higher coordinating role should be created to oversee them and prevent administrative disorder. He proposes a new title, Prime Minister Prince, and suggests giving it to the crown prince. The emperor initially refuses, worried this would give the crown prince too much power over other ministers. Noah explains the safeguard: each minister prince would retain the right of direct appeal to the emperor, and if they unanimously object, they can bypass the prime minister prince entirely. That makes the role largely honorary, granting status and responsibility without unchecked authority. The structure would occupy the crown prince, preserve imperial dignity, and reduce the risk of further unrest. The emperor quickly grasps the balance in Noah's design, accepts the plan, and thanks him for the counsel. Wanting to reward him with something greater than money, the emperor takes Noah to the imperial vault and tells him to choose any one treasure using his own judgment. Noah activates the detection ability of his water sword Leviathan and scans the artifacts, focusing on a particular item that responds to his search. And that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.